All right, today we're working on a 2004 Ford Mustang. This has the 3.8 liter V6. I'm going to show you how easy it is to replace the mass airflow sensor. What you're going to do is, now I've already loosened this up, what we're going to do is we're going to take off the air intake. It's actually inside the box. So here's where your air filter sits, right inside of here. And then inside of here is your mass airflow. That's where this wire is connecting. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove this air intake. And then what we're gonna do is, there's two tabs. There's one here. Pop that off. And we're gonna take and pop this one off down here. Okay, and then we're just gonna pull this directly straight out. There, and then if you look down inside, there is your mass airflow sensor. All right, so the next thing you want to do is you want to disconnect this. There's a connector here. You do want to disconnect this, so there's a little tab in the front that you're going to have to push down on, and then you're just going to kind of wiggle it, and you're going to get it to pop off. There you go, just like that. Okay, so if you haven't changed out your air filter in a while, this is a good time to go ahead and change it out. It's easily accessible, and this is the one that you'll be getting from your local auto parts store. Okay, so here's what you want to do to get to your mass airflow. It sits right down inside there. You have to split apart this box. So go ahead and get underneath here. What you're going to do is you're going to lift this up, and then it's just going to pull directly straight out. It's relatively easy. And you just walk it around, and you're going to hit, here's another one right here, and do the same thing. Go up underneath there, and go ahead and just start pulling that out. And here's another one. Pop your tab in there. And you're just going to pull it out, and you're just going to keep on walking it around until all those tabs. So you have this tab right here. You've got this tab here. You've got that tab and that one. So you have 4 total tabs, and then you should be able to split it in half. Okay, so this took me all of about 30 seconds to do, but this is what it's going to look like before you pull it apart. And then when you pull it apart, there's your mass airflow sensor. So, and also this is a good time to clean out the box here. It's pretty clean, but doesn't hurt to just wipe her down real quick. But here is your mass airflow. Excuse me. And I've got a new replacement, which is right there. They're not that expensive. I think I paid around 25 bucks for it, for this mass airflow. Some of them will go way up in price, but this one here, this is an actual OEM one, but it was around 25, 30 bucks. Okay, so now that you're at the mass airflow sensor, I went ahead and took out one of the 2 screws that are going to be holding on your mass airflow. And I want to show you up close. This is a tamper-proof, excuse me, Torx bit T20. So this is a tamper-proof. See how it has that little piece sticking up in the middle right there? So your Torx head actually is going to look like that. So it has a hole in the middle. So when you put it down over the top, it fits down, locks in. The other thing too is go ahead and remove this. There you go. Just pull that off. And all you have is just a little tab on the back. You're going to push down, pull it off. So let's go ahead and remove this last Torx screw. Okay, so there's your last screw right there, and then this whole thing will slide right out. So there is your mass airflow sensor, and here is your part number, if you can see that. It's kind of, there we go. So that is the part number that you're going to be using. That is OEM, so that's original equipment from the dealer. So Ford right there. So if you just order that number, you'll get the correct one. So now here's my replacement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and double check to make sure that everything is correct. So you want to look at, you know, the placement of everything. You make sure that there's 6 pins in there. The connection, the fitting's correct, perfect. You know, the bolt holes line up. You've got your mass airflow sensor itself, the depth of it is correct. So let's go ahead and set them both down on the ground right here. And you want to see the height of it here. So that's perfect. Yeah, it looks like the exact same fit. So we'll go ahead, and also too, don't mix them up because you don't want to put the old one back in. So anyways, we'll set off the bad one to the side, and now we're going to go ahead and we'll go pop it back in. You know, it's pretty hard to screw it up. I mean, if you stick it the opposite way, the bolt holes won't line up. You know, it's just backwards. You just can't. You won't even be able to hook it up. So make sure that rubber seal is on there. So when you pop it in, it locks in place, and then go ahead and put your screws back in. Okay, we'll go ahead and tighten these two down, and don't forget to reconnect it. And if you heard the lock, that means you're have a positive lock. So let me tighten these down. I'll be right back. Okay, one more thing to point out is when you're installing anything on your vehicle that you have to screw into plastic, don't over tighten, because if you over tighten, you will break the plastic. Especially if it's an older vehicle, the plastic becomes brittle over the years, and then it's easier to snap off or break, and then guess what? You're buying a new piece. So put it in there good and snug on both sides, and then that'll do it. Okay, now that we got it all cleaned on the inside of the box, I'm just going to go ahead and snap it back into place. Make sure that all these tabs here, all these tabs are seated down. Just go around, make sure everyone is locked in place. Here's another one right there. Like I said, you have 4 total, and so you have no gap. Can't pull apart. So let's just go ahead and go reinstall it. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is, when we're installing this, so on the bottom of your mass airflow box, there's a tab that sits right there. That tab is going to fit right down in that spot right below your air cleaner. So make sure that's a positive fit. So go ahead, slide that in place. Okay, and then once it locks in, it's positive lock. So then you go ahead, take your clip, and run your clip back here. Okay, and so then what you're going to do is you're going to take this clip, you're going to lock it in place, and you're going to do it on the other side also. Don't forget to hook up your electrical connection. Okay, so now that you got your mass airflow, everything's hooked back up here, don't forget to hook up your electrical connection. The other thing too is put in your cold air intake. Go ahead and seat it down to the box. 8mm socket or a straight slot screwdriver to tighten this up. Go ahead and put this this side on, same thing, 8mm hooks to your throttle body. And then don't forget about this hose here. You know, don't forget to hook this up so it will look like this. This one goes right here. Pop that in place. And now you're done. That's how easy it is to change out your mass airflow sensor. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I do a bunch of videos on a weekly basis. We do giveaways, so please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.